this is a different kind of video for me. Now, usually I share advice, strategies, and quick tips to help you live a more productive, edited life. I'm a life coach. It's what I do. But today I'm pulling back the curtain and I'm showing you how I'm editing my life this month. My hope is that you'll be inspired by my process and my mistakes to make some positive changes in your life. So here's what I'm sharing in this behind the scenes video. Get a cup of tea or a glass of wine because we've got a lot to discuss. First, I'll catch you up on some major life updates, including who I'm living with now. Next, I'll walk you through my editorial calendar planning process and how you can adapt it for your content creation. Then I'll share the books I'm reading in September and how each one fits a specific step in the life editing process. Finally, I'll give you a sneak peek on my upcoming planner that I am currently designing. You can find the timestamps for each of these sections in the video description. This is September. It's back to school season, and there is just a hint of fall in the air. Well, maybe more than a hint if you've seen those crazy Halloween displays at Target or other stores. I'm using this fall fresh start as a time to reset and revamp my routines. It's time to edit my life. Let's go! Hey there! I'm Sage Grayson, a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious career women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Today, I'm sharing my Edit My Life plan for September. Before we get started, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of my life editing videos. Plus, you'll be first to know when I launch new products and programs. One of the things I miss the most about life before quarantine were the in-person events I used to host for my Life Editor Academy and my Life Editor Weekend. Both of these parts of my business are on hold right now until I can figure out how to tweak them for a post-virus world. One of the positive benefits about not having in-person retreats is that it's allowed me to take on more one-on-one clients than I'd normally be able to. And you can click the link below this video if you're interested in working with me. I've also been able to devote much more time to my Life Editor Clubhouse membership site, and it's been such an honor to watch it grow this year. But I still miss the days when my clients and I would hang out in our pajamas and make vision boards together and share our deepest fears while watching cheesy rom-coms and eating too many cupcakes. This Edit My Life video, which I'm planning on continuing as a series, will help me pretend that you're right here with me. We're just hanging out, talking about life. And this is my safe space to be vulnerable because honestly, my life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. And don't let any other life coach try to convince you that she's perfect either. We're all just human beings. So here's where I am in my life right now. 2 years ago, my ex-husband Chris and I got divorced, but we decided to ride out the rest of our lease in the house that we were renting in Orlando. And then he moved to Los Angeles for a job, and I moved to Nashville for a job opportunity, and because I had liked the city when I visited previously. Or so I thought. I won't get into all of the details, but let's just say that me and the people of Nashville have very different views. So after 3 months of really struggling to find my community and make Nashville my home and have that job opportunity fall through and then another opportunity fall through, I took it as a sign from the universe. So I packed up my bags and drove myself from Nashville to Los Angeles to live with Chris and my dog Skyla. That was the thing about living in Nashville for 3 months. I missed my dog Skyla terribly. And I'm so grateful every day that I'm able to spend time with her and with Chris, who's been my best friend for nearly 20 years. Currently, Chris, Skyla, and I live in a tiny apartment in a very, very noisy neighborhood, which has made filming videos a challenge. We're waiting to hear if our application is approved to move into a much larger house with a gorgeous backyard for Skyla. Fingers crossed that we get some good news in the next few days. So that's my life update. I'm living in Los Angeles with my ex-husband Chris and my dog Skyla, which sounds weird, but it actually isn't weird at all. I'm really excited to share some of my upcoming business plans, and I think that's best illustrated by showing you my editorial calendar. Now, this might look like an overwhelming mess, but I promise it makes sense. This isn't my only editorial calendar. I also use an online project management app called Notion, and I've also used Trello and Asana in the past. But basically, I like to see all of my upcoming projects and tasks in a tangible way, which is why I have a big calendar on the wall. So this is a paper calendar that I just got at the Target dollar spot, and these are sticky notes, but you could use any kind of wall calendar, or if you have a printed planner, you can use that as your editorial calendar too. So each color sticky note relates to a different kind of project. The pink ones are for my blog posts and videos, the blue ones are for anything relating to my Life Editor Clubhouse, and the yellow ones are when I'm sending a newsletter to everyone on my email list. So at a glance, I can see how much work I have to do for a particular project, and I can see when my deadlines are coming up. If I decide to change anything in my publishing schedule, all I do is take that sticky note and reposition it on another day. This has been really helpful for me, so I make sure that I'm not filling my days with too much work for one particular project. And then once something's completed on my editorial calendar, such as the email has been sent or the blog post or video has been scheduled, I remove that sticky note and then take a pen that's the same color as that project and I write that task on the paper calendar. Again, it shows me at a glance what things are still in progress and what things have been completed. So this is my current plan for September, but I always give myself leeway to make changes as the month goes on. Remember, we are life editors and we have the power to change things up. And that's why I feel it's really important to use sticky notes because it makes it so easy to change your schedule. How do you plan your business projects? Have you ever used an editorial calendar and how do you organize it? Leave a comment below and let me know. Now to share the books that are helping me edit my life in September. So I was a book editor for 10 years before I became a life coach, so you know I am still a big reader. And in honor of this month's theme of back to school, I'm reading books that take us back to basics with the life editing process, and each book fits a different step of the process. The life editing process is the framework that I use to help my clients edit their lives the same way a book editor edits a manuscript. We don't throw our lives away because things aren't perfect. No. We make tiny edits to become the best versions of ourselves. I'll leave a link below this video where you can sign up for my free Editor's Toolkit, which will teach you more about the life editing process. For step 1, create a foundation, I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. Now, I've read this book before, but after the last couple of rough years, I definitely need a gratitude refresher. Having a gratitude practice is a law of attraction technique. When you're thankful for what you have now, even if it's not much, you'll notice more good things in your life. For step 2, delete bad influences, I'm reading The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Now, you might recognize this as an oldie but goodie that I assign to my Academy members as required reading. I love the idea of choosing to be a professional rather than an amateur when it comes to your business. If you love what you're doing, then you're going to show up day in and day out, even when things get hard. For step 3, add good habits and routines, I'm reading Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. This is one of those books that is filled with practical, actionable advice, but I only read it once years ago. The reason I haven't picked it up again is because her following book, The 4 Tendencies, completely overshadowed it. This book is based on an idea that was only briefly mentioned in Better Than Before, but it was so popular. I've already done a video about the 4 Tendencies and I'll link it below so you can watch it. But in September, I'm going back to Better Than Before so I can find some more hidden gems in this forgotten book. For step 4, rearrange everything, I'm going back to a book that has been sitting on my bookshelf for years gathering dust. It's Hyperfocus by Chris Bailey. I don't have a good excuse why I haven't read this book yet, because I love his blog and I love his other productivity books. So this is always a good reminder that it's not how many tasks we cross off our to-do list every day, but the kind of tasks that we focus on. And finally, for step 5, make white space for personal self-care, I'm reading The Self-Love Experiment, which has also been on my to-be read list for far too long. Shannon Kaiser is another author that I love for her casual, relatable writing style. I also love her vulnerability to show the not-so-pretty side of self-development. I'm very excited to read this book. I will link all of these books in the description below so that you can check them out and read along with me. I'm going to end this Edit My Life video with a sneak peek of my next big business project. I retired my multi-week programs, Life Editing for Beginners and Startup in 60, about 2 years ago after running both of them for about 5 years each. They've still got great information, but some of the videos and strategies definitely need updating. So after many months of reviewing my old programs and figuring out how I could revamp them and update them, I finally decided that my next big program will not be one of my old programs. It will be an entirely new goal-setting boot camp with a brand new printable planner. And I haven't released a new planner in 2 years. Although there will be a few elements lifted from Life Editing for Beginners, the new program will be about 80% completely new material, including a new planner, new videos, new classroom platform, a new Facebook group, and much more. Basically, this new program will introduce you to the life editing process and walk you through my intense goal setting and planning system. You will get a printable guidebook that will lead you through the course and help you set up your goals, projects, tasks, and systems for the next 12 weeks. There will be a live component to the program, so it will only be available at specific times during the year. Ideally once every 3 months so that you can set up your next 12-week plan. For those of you who have purchased a VIP day coaching session with me, you will be very familiar with this intense planning system, and I'm so excited to finally be able to share it with everyone else. However, you have to wait a little while for the big reveal. This program's live session will happen in the last week of December 2020 to set you up for success in the new year. I know. But I want to take my time and get it just right instead of rush through the creation and put out a crappy program. On the plus side, I am finishing up the prototype of the planner in September so that I have time to use it and edit it as necessary. And I'll be sharing videos of how I'm using the planner to edit my life this fall so that you'll already have an example to follow when the program is finally released at the end of the year. Stay tuned, life editors. I promise it will be worth it. That's it. This has been an overview of how I'll edit my life in September. Did you like this style of video? Do you want to see more behind the scenes vlogs? Leave a comment below and let me know. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. It helps my videos be recommended to other life editors just like you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.